you want to make sure that you never get views on YouTube and that you keep failing over and over again, then just do every single thing that I'm going to tell you to do in this video. And luckily, you're probably already doing most of these. Now, obviously, you want to grow your channel. So I'm going to cover 13 things that you definitely need to avoid if you want to start growing on YouTube. And the very first thing is believing that only large channels get views on YouTube, or that you're shadow banned, or that you can't make it on YouTube. And I want to show you some real evidence of this. So this channel over here was my basketball channel that I started over a year ago. And this was the very first video that I posted on the channel. And you can see right here, I published my video. I had 0 views. I had 0 subscribers. I did do nothing funky, no paid promotion, no shout outs, nothing weird. Literally just let the YouTube algorithm find the right audience for it. And you can see that over time, first 3 days, it's getting 100 views. First week, it's getting 600 views. And then over time, after a couple weeks, it started skyrocketing and getting thousands and thousands of views. By the first month, it had over 150,000 views. And this channel still had like maybe 100 subscribers, or it definitely had less than 1,000 subscribers within these first 30 days. So then the second video that I post, which still has less than 1,000 subscribers, you can see it kind of has a slow start, but then it starts to take off again right around that 14-day mark. And it just absolutely takes off. I get 1 million views on a brand new YouTube channel that I started from scratch. So last year I decided to start another YouTube channel, and you can see the same exact thing. Pretty slow at the start, but YouTube finds the right audience. It's a really good video. People are watching it, they're enjoying it, and it just gets a skyrocket in views and gives me a ton of impressions, and a ton of people are clicking on this video. Now, the second video on this new channel does the same exact thing, some slow growth, and then it just skyrockets, and it's giving me hundreds of thousands of views, even though I have less than 1,000 subscribers. And then the third video on this channel ends up just taking off, and it now has over 1.7 million views. But this is just to show you that you don't need a lot of subscribers. And so if you feel discouraged that maybe YouTube is rigged against you, you just have to know what to do. You have to know how YouTube works. And if you do this, you can actually learn how to get views on YouTube. Now, a lot of the students inside of the Content Academy have been getting amazing results by me teaching them some of these methods. So Chris was talking about one of his videos doing really well. It was a 1 out of 10. And his latest video is starting to get pushed to more and more people, even though he doesn't have a lot of subscribers. So he has 795 views on this video. He only has 333 subscribers. So even if you are an educational YouTuber, you're an entrepreneur, you can still get more views than you have subscribers. It's a total myth if you believe this, and I want you to break that mindset today. Another great example is Kyler, who started implementing these strategies, and he is getting a ton more views than he normally gets. So this video got 1.2 thousand views. This video is taking off, has over 1,000 views, and you can see he has 192 subscribers. I hope I made my point. So let's jump into number 2, which is something that I see a lot of people doing, and you should keep doing this if you definitely don't want views, which is to make your thumbnail and your title the last thing you do. Most people create their videos, they shoot a video because they come up with some sort of idea, and then at the very end when they go to upload, they go, shoot, I need a thumbnail, and maybe I should come up with a title. I'll ask ChatGPT to give me a title, or I'll just take a screenshot, throw it in Canva. And it's the last thing you think about, when in reality, the actual packaging, meaning the title, the thumbnail, your video idea, it matters so much. And by focusing on these things is really what allowed me with those brand new YouTube channels to get tons of views, even with a small YouTube channel. And a lot of the people inside of the Content Academy are starting to focus on their title and thumbnail first, and they're seeing really good results. So this is definitely something that you need to consider doing if you're not doing this yet. Now, number 3 is you're not spending enough time on packaging. And if you don't spend enough time on your packaging, your title, and your thumbnail, then you're destined to fail. So the next step, rather than just focusing on the title and the thumbnail first, a very practical thing is just spend more time on your title and your thumbnail concept, more time researching video ideas, more time coming up with what would actually get views in the first place. For example, with this video, I did some research. I was actually going to shoot a different video, but after doing some research, I just scrapped the entire video because I was like, I don't know if it would get as many views. and I felt better about this title, this thumbnail, that this would get more views. So I decided to make this video instead. And the main difference here between a video that just doesn't do well and it gets 2 views versus a video that gets 100,000 views or 1,000,000 views is by spending more time thinking about packaging. Now, don't spend all day long doing this. Most people are probably spending like 5 to 10% of their entire process on the title and the thumbnail. If you could bump that up to 10% or 20%, you're probably going to see some massive traction on your YouTube channel just by moving some of your focus into that. Now, the fourth thing is to not care about your intro. Now, most people, you'll hear them say, don't start by introducing yourself, just get right into it. But it goes a little bit deeper than that. And I've come up with this 3-step process that you can use to help really increase the retention for the rest of your video. Before I share that, you have to know why this matters so much. And it's because if you look at the YouTube Studio Analytics, within these first 30 seconds, this is where the biggest drop off occurs. So you can see here on this video at 34 seconds in, I've already lost 35% of the viewers. So if you can just increase that number, some people it's 30% for them. Some people it's 45%. If you can increase that to 65%, and on some of my other videos that did really, really well, I've gotten it all the way up to 85%. And so if you can keep people engaged within those first 30 seconds, naturally you're going to have a much better retention on the entirety of your video, which in return is going to help you get more views and have YouTube push your video out to more people. So here's the 3-step process. The first thing you want to do is just validate what they're clicking on. So viewers are going to have an expectation. You had an expectation when you clicked on this video. And so the very opening line, I reassured you that I am going to talk about how to fail on YouTube and how to guarantee that failure. Now, the second part is you want to tease what's coming up. And so for me, I just shared that there was multiple things that you can do to guarantee the failure of your YouTube channel. And it's kind of as simple as that. Sometimes it's just sharing what you're going to talk about later in the video. Sometimes it's actually showing some snippets or highlights from your podcast, but doing that in the intro, you want to share with people and just give them a reason to stay. What are they going to learn? What are they going to watch throughout this video? And why should they even care? And then the third part of this is to just start. Don't introduce yourself. Don't ask people to subscribe. If they enjoy watching your content and they binge watch your content, I bet you they're going to subscribe anyways. And so you don't want to waste these precious moments at the beginning of your video distracting, especially all these new viewers. They don't even know you yet. You just want to jump right into the content and start giving them what they came for. Now, the fifth thing that you want to do, if you want to make sure you never grow, is to make videos with a small total addressable market. Total addressable market is kind of a business term, but it really relates to getting views on YouTube. So let me kind of try to explain this in a simple way. Total addressable market is your TAM. And if you have a small total addressable market in business, this means that there's only a small percentage of people that would actually buy this product or use this product. Let's just, for example, talk about coffee, right? There's only a certain percentage of people that are going to drink coffee, whereas other people just aren't going to drink coffee. But if you were to make a water product, that is going to have a larger total addressable market because more people drink water than drink coffee. And you can actually use this on YouTube thinking about what kind of videos to make. Most people are making videos that have a super small total addressable market. And so ask yourself, how many people would actually click on this video? Do some research. How many people do click on that video? How many views does this topic get? Because if you think about increasing your total addressable market and you make more videos that have a larger potential to get more views, you are naturally going to get more views. Oftentimes, this can look like appealing to beginners because there are more people who are actually beginners than there are people who are experienced. Sometimes this just looks like, what does everybody want in your niche? Or asking yourself the question, what does everyone fear in your niche? Now, when you start to talk about those topics that are more addressable to the wider public inside of your niche, you're going to get more views versus making videos that are more specific and have a smaller total addressable market. An example of this is if I was making another basketball video, a smaller total addressable market could be like a player that mostly no one knows, right? It's a new player. Not a lot of people know that person. But if I were to make a video about LeBron James, most people have heard about LeBron James inside of my niche. I would say that every basketball fan has heard of LeBron James. And so that's going to reach more people. And so what you can do though, here's a little hack, is if no one knows that player, you can still make a video on that person, but how can you package it where it could reach a larger TAM? This is a perfect example of how to turn what you would think is a small total addressable market video concept, but packaging it to make it a larger TAM. So in Jake Thomas's ebook, my good friend, he's a title genius. I'll leave a link down in the description. It's like $7. It's totally worth it. And there's amazing takeaways. And in the ebook, he basically runs all these different tests. And one of these tests he ran was the original title that someone was running with was called How Bad Was Hasheem Thabeet Actually? Now, this has a small total addressable market. So what he did is he actually broadened it and increased the total addressable market by changing the title to Is He the Biggest Bust in NBA History? You can see now that even if you don't know this person, you're kind of curious. Is this guy a big bust? And based on the thumbnail, this could add a lot of curiosity. Even if you don't know who this player is, it still makes it interesting to a larger audience. And you can just see the difference in click-through rate. It actually increased 25% based on this new title that he changed out, which is super interesting. And you can see the power of doing this. And that actually is going to increase your views on YouTube. Now, the sixth thing is to focus on clickbait. You will fail on YouTube if you focus on clickbait. Now, you'll probably get a spike in views at a certain level, and I've seen some of my clients get spikes in views, but then it flatlines and it doesn't get views anymore. YouTube stops promoting these videos. And the reason for this is YouTube is not all just about the click. It's also about the video. It's a video platform. And YouTube prioritizes viewer satisfaction, watch time, and good content. So if you're focusing on actually just getting people to click on your video, but then the videos are bad, it's not really what you said it was, and you don't deliver on that, you're going to actually give those viewers a bad experience. So why would they come back to your YouTube channel and watch another video? So some people try doing this, and long-term, this is a terrible strategy. If you actually want to grow on YouTube, you're better off being a little bit more accurate and a little bit more upfront with what they're going to learn in the video. Now, there is a good way to do this, ethical clickbait, and that's probably a whole nother video I could dive into how to actually clickbait people in, but also deliver on the promise. So I'll probably make that in another video, but you do not want to clickbait people on YouTube. It's not going to work. Even in the short term, if it works, it won't work in the long term. Now, the seventh thing that you can do is copy others. Copying others is something that will make sure you fail on YouTube, because just actually copying someone's title or copying someone's thumbnail isn't the thing that's going to get you views. Now, you want to steal like an artist, and there's a difference here between copying and stealing like an artist. So for example, this exact video, I actually stole this video idea from Ali Abdal, and he posted a video talking about how to guarantee you'll regret your life. And that kind of spoke to me, and I was like, that is super interesting. What if I make that in my niche? What would that look like? And that's kind of how this video came about. And so I'm not copying his exact title, his exact thumbnail, or even the concept of that video, but I'm taking it and I'm making it my own. Now, what's even better, what you can do is obviously you want to look at what's working on YouTube, because you do want to steal like an artist. You want to steal the things that are working really well, but rather than just copying those word for word or copying those thumbnails exactly how they're doing it, instead of doing that, try and understand the reason why it's working. And if you can do this, I promise you, you will grow faster on YouTube if you understand why something actually does well. Sometimes it could be that it's an amazing thumbnail. Sometimes it's a really good title. Sometimes it's a combination of both of them. But oftentimes, it's the actual topic that people are wanting from that video. For example, I was doing some research and I just found that in my niche about YouTube education, a lot of people want to know how to start. Well, this makes sense. There's a larger total addressable market with that. There's beginners, but I just noticed that most people want to start. So is it the title? Is it the thumbnail? Maybe, but actually people just want to know how to start on YouTube and how to get started. And so this was a takeaway for me, trying to understand why something worked well. And you can do this inside of your niche, looking for those trends in different topics, maybe in titles, maybe in thumbnails, but really understanding why it works. Now, number 8 is you don't post enough. If you don't post enough, you're not going to grow on YouTube. And there's kind of a balance here, but let's talk about this for a minute, okay? Now, even for some people, posting weekly is just simply not enough. Now, please hear me out here because I'm probably gonna get some hate for this. That's okay, but just hear me out. If you're posting weekly, let's say you wanna give YouTube a 3-month try, okay? That's 12 weeks, and you make a video every single week. That is 12 videos. That's an amazing start, right? Now, of course, there's sustainability and making sure you can actually do this. But if you can post twice a week, I really think for that beginner person who is so new to getting in front of a camera, to editing, to uploading to YouTube, posting twice a week, you will get twice as good, twice as fast, if that makes sense. So my point is, in the beginning, for the beginners out there, quantity does matter because it takes reps to actually get good at something. And so the more you can do in those beginning stages, the better. Now, this isn't the long-term thing, but also for a lot of people, just posting weekly could be enough. And maybe you're posting once a month, but you should be posting weekly. On this channel, I know that I'm not growing this channel as fast as it should because I'm not posting as much. So this is a mistake for me that I'm doing. And so for me, this is gonna look like weekly YouTube videos. And I know that this is gonna help me grow my channel, but this would be a point where, if you are someone who, has a handle on things and can make good content to some extent, weekly is a great thing to strive for. But there's also sustainability. And most people are going to go, how do I post weekly? How do I actually make this work? Especially if you're someone who is busy. I do have a link down in the description where I talk about the YouTube 2-hour work week and basically how you can make content if you literally only have 2 hours a week. So you can check that out. It's absolutely free. But basically, here's a couple tips for you. Put it on your calendar. Find a way for you to just make some sort of content, record some sort of video, and just start super simple. Make it really easy for you. This video is not crazy edited because I just don't have the time right now. Eventually, I'll hire an editor and there will be better editing on these videos. But right now, for the season I'm in, I want to prioritize posting weekly, and that looks like a little more talking to the camera, less editing, and just getting this up so it's still valuable for you guys and it fits my schedule and my actual sustainability. Now, on the flip side, we have people who take this too far. So number 9 is actually just focusing on quantity over quality. And if you're someone who's posting videos every single day or multiple times a week and it's not working, that could be good for the season, right? Of building up those reps and actually just getting used to how to edit and how to upload and how to show up on camera and how to speak and all of that stuff, how to script videos. There's a lot to learn. Now, you don't want to just keep doing that forever if it's not working. If it's working, go for it. There's, creators who post daily and they're documenting journeys, whatever, and it works for them. That's perfect. But if it's not working, you need to now move over into quality over the quantity. And so YouTube at the end of the day is going to promote the best videos that people are interested in. That's really what they're doing. What are people interested in? Is this a good video? And they show it to them. So you need to learn, right, how to make those videos that people are interested in, but also you need to make good content. And so focusing in on quality, improving those hooks, actually increasing the retention through speaking, through actual better ideas, spending more time, like we talked about earlier, on the video ideas and the actual making the video itself great is going to help you get more views. Now, this is a big one, and this hurts a lot of people's feelings, especially when I work with people and they're posting a variety of content. They don't niche down. And that's number 10. If you do not niche down, I can promise you there's a chance you can still grow on YouTube, right? I'm not going to say that like lifestyle stuff doesn't work. And in a sense, that is its own niche. But for the general population, if you are focused on 2 different audiences on one channel, it's not going to work as well and it's not going to work as fast as if you actually niche down and help a specific person with a specific problem. And the way I like to look at this when I'm thinking about kind of what brand you want to build, what kind of niche you want to niche down into, is ask yourself this question. What do you want to be known for? This is the template. write this down. I want to be known as the blank guy or gal. For me, I want to be known as the YouTube guy. So if I start posting videos that are way off topic and it doesn't build up my brand of being the YouTube guy, then I'm probably reaching a different audience. And that might just be a separate channel. But I don't recommend starting a separate channel. I think there's power in focus. That's not one of these tips, but that's a bonus. So niche down, focus in on helping with specific value for a specific audience, and I promise you're gonna grow faster. This is a common mistake I see way too much. Number 11 is you're focused on the wrong stuff. Now there's a few things here that are really, really important, and then I'll tell you what you really need to focus on. But most people think you need fast-paced editing. You need to scream into the camera. You need to be super energetic or funny or, all these things. And you're focusing in on the wrong thing, because at the end of the day, you need to know your audience. So fast-paced editing is not going to be for everyone. Being super energetic and loud is not going to be for everyone. And when I'm saying for everyone, it's for your niche, for your people that you're speaking to. It's going to be different for everyone. So don't look at the top creators and what they're doing and just go, oh, that's working for them, I need to do that for me. That's not how it works. For example, a nice camera isn't needed. I just invested into a nice camera so I can shoot content a lot easier and quicker. And I think it looks good. But like, if you look at some of my beginning videos, my second video, like, look how bad this is. I literally did a screen recording in Loom. I don't even think it's HD. I think it's actually 720. And I did no editing. But this video still got 60,000 views and I have 16,000 subscribers. So does a good camera really matter? Is this camera going to help me get more views? I don't think so. It won't. But I'm investing into speed and all these other things. And so, I still think you can do that. But at the end of the day, you're focused on the wrong stuff. The camera gear doesn't matter. I think a good audio would be a good investment over something like a better camera. But at the end of the day, you need to know your audience. And here's what you actually need to focus on if you want to grow on YouTube. It's kind of two things. It's what value is the viewer here for? Because if they're here for education, they're here to learn something, crazy editing might not be needed, right? If they're here to be entertained, well, storytelling and editing and those things would matter more, but really understanding what's the value that they're here for. Is it entertainment or is it education? The second part of that is you have to focus on viewer satisfaction. Do not focus on all the other things. If you hyper-focus on viewer satisfaction, you will grow on YouTube. And this is what the employees at YouTube, Todd, who's behind the YouTube algorithm and working with that team, he talks a lot about viewer satisfaction. Basically, what this means is when people click on your videos, are they happy that they clicked on it? Well, yeah, maybe they're watching it, they're commenting, they're liking. There's certain factors the algorithm can look at. But at the end of the day, if you focus on that, that's what really matters, is providing value and giving good content. Viewer satisfaction trumps all these other things that you think matter that do not matter nearly as much as those two things. Number 12 is ignoring analytics and feedback, because I get people asking, and it's a great question. They go, what makes a good video? How do I know I am providing value? And how do I know they are satisfied? Part of that can be intuition, but there's actually analytics you can look at. So if people aren't clicking on your video and your click-through rate is low, maybe it's under 2% or 3%, or, your niche is going to vary. You could go, a lot of people are maybe seeing this and not clicking on it. I need to improve on my topics, my titles, my thumbnails. Now, on the flip side, as far as the content goes, if your average view percentage is super low, those first 30 seconds, there's a drop. Looking at that retention graph, you can actually make, with the analytics, a good decision to go, the people watching this video aren't interested. They're dropping off. They're skipping past this. They're leaving the video here. You can look at this inside of YouTube Studio. And again, that might just need to be another video I make where I really deep dive into the analytics and what to look for. But my two favorite analytics to look at when I deep dive is the retention graph, or average, view percentage, view duration, the watch time, and then it's click-through rate. And if you can focus on that, that's going to give you a ton of feedback on your videos on what you need to improve on. Do you need to improve on the packaging or the actual video? The other thing is look at your comments. What are people saying? Are there critiques? Are people saying, hey, I love when you do this? Or, oh, by the way, it's criticism and it's maybe positive, hopefully constructive criticism. And they're like, I think you ramble too much. Take this feedback, and not that you need to take every single comment to heart, but if there's like a ton of likes or there's repeated comments, that's feedback. And that's awesome. That's the awesome thing about YouTube is people can comment and tell you what they think. And so you can use that to your advantage to make better videos. And here's a power hack is if you don't have a ton of content yet, or maybe you have no videos yet, go look at the other people in the niche you're trying to get into. Go read their comments. What do people enjoy about their videos? What are the criticisms? And use that to kind of make yourself unique and stand out, because those people are probably going to end up watching some of your content as well. Now, number 13, I can absolutely guarantee you're going to fail on YouTube and never get more views if you do this, which is you give up when it gets hard. If you do that, you're done, right? You're going to fail. And that's just the truth. One of the most common things that I see in people who make it on YouTube, who win on YouTube, is that they just kept going. They kept learning. And so there is a learning aspect, is improving and getting better. But also when things are hard and you're not getting views, it's to continue improving your craft, continue to post, continue to shoot, and to just not stop. If this is something you really want to do, whether you're using it to build your business or to become a content creator, whatever it is, you can't give up when things get hard. You have to keep going, find ways to make it sustainable so that you have fun doing it. If you're having fun doing it, then it's so much harder to quit. But if you hate every time you pull out the camera and you film, find ways to make it fun. Film with a friend, start a podcast where you can talk. If that's more fun for you, to just talk with one of your friends and find a way to make it fun. On the flip side, sometimes YouTube can be really overwhelming and it can feel like it's super hard because there's this learning curve of editing and all this kind of stuff. Well, in this video, if you click on the screen, I basically break down how these YouTubers are growing with zero editing. And so you can start at this level, not that you're going to stay there forever, but if you click on that screen, I walk you through kind of how to start YouTube in the most easiest way possible without editing, and I can start producing content. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.